And for those of you that like to get into flintlock shooting, let me kind of show you, if I can hit this target, what you'd be looking at. Let's see if I can do this, where y'all can get an idea. Get the trigger set. Let's put it over here on this side. Maybe you can get an idea what it looks like. Yeah, hit that target down there. That's pretty cool. Once you try a black powder, you never go back. What's up, Black Powder Maniac shooters? Yeah, you got Mark here in Kentucky, and what I'm going to do is show you what I do when I clean my firearm. I use a little bit of oil, a bunch of toothpicks in here, I'll need that, a screwdriver, a toothbrush, plenty of cut patches, which is nothing more than a cotton t-shirt cut in little pieces, and a little butter board. So, let me push this stuff aside and show you what I do. The first thing I usually do is simply take out the flint, and I put all my parts right here together so I won't lose them. And then pull off the lock. Today I'm not going to clean the trigger because I don't clean it every time. I only clean it about every 10th or 12th time I use it. So pull off the lock, which is basically right here. As you can look and see, it has a little bit of powder in it because we only shot it about 25 or 30 times this afternoon. And this lock has been shot maybe 3,500 times in 23 months. It's pretty still good looking lock, and it works just fine. Get up here, I'll show you. Works just fine. In the water it goes. That's what I'll do. And I'll put a little bit of Dawn dishwasher in there with it. And what I simply do now is this. Pull the ramrod out, stir it up a little bit. Okay. Those toothpicks I mentioned a while ago, I get one of them out, and I plug up the touch hole right there. What I do after that is get water bottle, which I forgot to get. Fill it up with a little bit of water and fill the barrel up with water. Like so. Now while that is sitting still, letting it soak all the powder in here, get the old lock out and the toothbrush I was talking about earlier. And scrub it all down, all through the prison area, the front side, the back side, everything. Dip in the water again. Make sure down in the tumblers and so forth, it's all clean. And lay it out to dry. Now in the winter time, I'll lay that lock inside and I'll put a hair dryer to it because I don't need to have it to the point I'm out here freezing to death to fool with cleaning the gun. I'll actually do it inside. So I'll just lay the lock here, let it dry up a little bit, and we'll be right back in a minute and I'll show you what to do with the bore. Welcome Black Powder Maniac shooters. Yeah. The gun's been soaking for probably 10 minutes or so now, and generally I'm ready to clean the bore in it. The first thing I usually do is just pour the water right out of it to get all the nasty black out of it to start with. And a lot of that's already gone, so I will fill my bottle back up. Get my towel out here and fill it back up. I don't know, maybe halfway or so. Get the ramrod out, and these patches I was talking about earlier, stick them right on the end and go right down inside the barrel. And I kind of go easy with it because if you don't, it splashes all over you, as you can see here it's doing. Twist it a few times, bring it right on back out of there. Patch don't look too bad. Pour it out again. And repeat the process. Now some of you may do it a different way and that works for you, but this works for me. I've cleaned this gun probably twice a week for 23 months now at least, sometimes 4 and 5 nights a week while I'm out doing video work. Get another patch on it. Go down through there. And it's coming out cleaner now. The patch is even looking a lot better. Pour it back out again. And possibly I'll hit it a third time depending on how grimy it is. In this case, my son and I only went out for about an hour a while ago to shoot. Maybe put about 30 balls through the gun, so it shouldn't be too awfully gritty today. But I believe in cleaning them out every time that I use it, so that lock will look pretty when it gets ready to go. Next time. Oh, now look at that. It's really coming out good now. So I'm basically done with this part of it. And what I'll do next is start running dry patches down through it to get it dried out. Now in the winter time, when I shoot when it's really cold, I will actually put the hair dryer on it and use it that way, because I know they didn't have hair dryers back in Simon Kenton's days, but I got modern technology and I'm going to use it. So get that one out of there and put another one on there. I keep doing this maybe 4 or 5 times. Get that thing really good and clean in there. And a little bit of grime still on that barrel or that patch, so I might have to do it a few extra times. Alright, that's looking better. Alright, once I'm satisfied with the way it looks, I will take my old rag here and clean out around the lock. All the junk was in there a while ago. Okay. And I will check my lock out a little bit. It's dry now. It's been sitting here for a while. Take my little hops oil, number 9 oil, and barely touch all the moving parts on it. Front and back, everywhere that moves, try to get a little bit of oil. Now I don't care about putting a little extra oil on, because when I put the gun back together, I will dry that off in a few minutes. Simply insert the lock, put the 2 screws back in the holes where they go, and I kind of tighten them up. Not quite snug here, but go back and forth to be sure it's got an even fit. You don't have one tighter than the other one until I get it back where it's tight again. Okay. Final thing I do is I pull the lock back, the hammer back, and match the frizzen right up to, the flint right up to the frizzen. Tighten it up. Tight. And this part is done. Okay. I don't have a problem with extra oil on there. My father always told me, I worked on cars back in high school, that oil is always cheaper than parts. And I've always remembered that. So, next thing I usually do is get a big patch out here, if I can find a big one. That one looks good. Lay it right on the boar butter. Squeeze me some out. Of course, this time of year, this stuff's getting kind of thick and hard to use. Okay. And I'm not a problem using liberal amounts of that on there. And I shall run it down through here. Get the barrel good and clean. Oiled up. Any excess, you take it across the top here and clean the top of the barrel so it's good and smooth. like so. And there you have it, my friends. The guns put back together. Sparks good. I'll leave the hammer down so it won't bend the springs or put tension on them. And this gun is cleaned up and ready to put away. Now, I'm sure some of you's got different variances to it. And like I've said, about every 5th time I'll pull the trigger guard out and the trigger system and put a brush on it. And maybe sometime I'll show you that, but it just has a few screws to pull it apart and put it back together. So this Pedersoli 50 caliber is 23 months old. It's probably been shot 3,500 times since then. And that lock looks as pretty as my bride does. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope it helps some of you guys out new in the hobby. And keep on watching, and we'll catch you next time.